Hey guys, welcome back. Thanks for watching. Today, new gear, more gear, more gear, more gear. Everybody wants more gear. Everybody likes looking at gear. Well, I got a couple items today in the mail I want to share with everybody. I'm constantly not out of preference, well maybe preference, but out of necessity, always trying to lighten my load, especially at my age. It is a necessity to get my pack weight down as possible. So I'm always looking for things that'll make life a lot easier for me on the trail. Today I got a package in the mail. Actually, I got two. This is from a company called Borah Gear out of Troy, Montana. And if you know about Borah Gear, you probably know what's in here. But it's something that I've been shuffling back and forth and wondering if this would work for me and whether I'd really like it. So let's just open this up and check this out. If I don't rip it, make sure I don't rip it here. It's always fun opening stuff. Like I don't have enough stuff to open. All right, well packaged. Packaging came in on this particular item with the package on and everything was 10.5 ounces. So as you can see, this is a Sil Poly tarp. And Sil Poly, it's a 7x9 tarp. The whole thing, everything with the, I think it has 12 tie outs on it. And with the reinforced tie outs, they're all reinforced on the bottom, all along the sides. I'll set this up here, coming up here shortly. I'll show you. I'm going to do a couple configurations. I've never, ever used a tarp. I don't know how it's going to work for me. The one thing that I'm worried about is always bugs. Other than that, you can get out of the weather. They're excellent. So at 9.5 ounces compared to even my lightweight tent, which is just over 2.5 pounds, and this is very economical. These prices are fantastic. I'm going to be leaving this coming week for a 70-mile section of Ocala, and this is what I'm going to use. I'm going to test this. I'm not bringing a tent. I'm going to use this only. And I'm just concerned. I'm hoping that, I can deal with any kind of flying critters that are out there, but I'm really excited to use it. Normally, Borah Gear on their website says that it takes about, I think it was 5 to 6 weeks in shipping time. John over there, I told him I was leaving on my trip. He got this to me in less than 2 weeks. So thank you very much, John. I appreciate that, and we're going to really make use of it. So I'll get into this. This is Sil Poly. I know there's a lot of people out there, Sil Poly, Sil Nylon, Cuban fiber, all these ripstop, all these material. The thing about Sil Poly, it is a polyester impregnated with silicone. Sil Nylon is nylon impregnated with silicone. The cons and pros of each. I guess the cons of a Sil Nylon is that it's not as water resistant, it's not as UV resistant, and when it gets wet, it has a stretching tendency to it. So I know, like on my tent is Sil Nylon, and when it gets wet, I notice how it sags a little bit. Now the difference between that and Sil Poly is that this does not flex at all, and it's very UV friendly, and it's also a little bit more water resistance. They have what they call a 1500 millimeter hydrostatic test, or whatever it is, for the rain. So in other words, if you had at 1500, if you had a 5-foot column of water laying on this, it would take 1 minute for it to seep through, and for a first drop. That also equates to if you had like a 75-mile-an-hour storm, hurricane, the force on it, it would not leak. Of course, you wouldn't be doing that. But I'm really excited to use this. I'm going to set it up here shortly. I'm going to, for the first time ever, setting up a tarp, and it's going to be real interesting using it on the Ocala section. This is again from Borah Gear out of Montana, and it's very inexpensive. It's pretty nice, and it's going to lessen my load by almost 2 pounds. So that's quite a lot. The other thing I got, and this is another good company too that makes the cons, I guess, with the Sil Poly is it's not as abrasive resistant as Ripstop Sil Nylon would be. So there is a company, it's called LiteOutdoors, and they're also make a very good tent. If you're looking for something, this one is 7 by 9. If you're looking for like an 8 by 10, you may prefer something a little bit larger, and that will be a Sil Nylon. The good company to go to is LiteOutdoors. I'll put the websites for all these down below if you're interested in them. They're also competitive in price. They're very good. But what I did order from them is there's 60 feet of guy outline here, and there's also 10 line locks in here that I'm going to use. So it's a 1.8 millimeter reflective cord, 60 feet. There's 10 cord tensioners in it, and it's a Dyneema kind of thread fabric in it that glows in the dark. So this is what I'm going to be using. I'm going to be doing little loops on the tensioners, and then I'll be cutting out sections of this for my tarp, and I'll be experimenting with that, and I'll go through it when I show you this. So anyway, we've got LiteOutdoors, and we also got Borah Gear, and like I said, I'll put the 2 links below for each one of these products. So let's get this together and try out this new tarp. Well, guys, I'm going to wrap this up. This was could have been a blooper film, at least a lot of it. I did manage to figure it out. It's what it's going to take for me to get this tarp down pat. I did like the first 2 methods, kind of sitting here at an A-frame. It's really windy today. I guess that's a good thing to do. I mean, to set these up in the wind, at least I'll know what that's going to be like. So I like those 2 first settings on it. I really do like this tarp. We'll get to see, because I'm leaving a few days here to go do a 70-mile 4-night trip, 5-day 4-night. So I'll be using this exclusively on that trail, and so we should have either some laughs or something else here. I'll either love it or hate it, but at this point right now, I think I really like it. It's big enough, it's roomy, I fit all my stuff underneath it, and so we'll see. So this is that Borah Gear 7 by 9. Like I said, the wind's just died down a little bit. This thing was flapping, but with this A-frame, I don't see me using this. Maybe on a really calm, clear night. It gets a lot of breeze through it. And the only thing, like I said earlier, that's going to really affect me on this tarp is if there's mosquitoes. And I couldn't stand that. But I think I'm ready for that also. So anyway, guys, this is a wrap. I hope you enjoy my content. Please subscribe, because you'll be able to at least get a good laugh at what I'm going to do here out on the trail with this tarp, or not. And give me a thumbs up or a like or some comments. And I appreciate all the subscriptions that I've been getting, and hopefully there'll be a lot more in the future. And I'm sure there will be. So you guys take care, and thank you for following Walker's World.